Welcome back. Later this month, an organization called Both Ends Burning will unveil a new documentary about the challenges that come with international adoption. My guests today are Luke and Luke Morrow, and they have been blessed with a beautiful adoption story. I want you to take a picture, or take a look at this picture. This is their sweet son, Elias. Tell me about this kid. He is a cutie.
He is a great child. He's been such a huge blessing in my life. I adopted him when he was almost a little over 2.5 years old, and the process took about 18 months. It was initially should have taken probably 8 to 9 months, but it got delayed as a part of what we're seeing.
And that's what this really is all about. You were able to adopt him from Ethiopia. There are so many challenges when it comes to adopting internationally. What's the biggest challenge that people face?
You know, I think the biggest thing is there are barriers, which are the cost is way high. The cost is high. Then there are political barriers. There are of course some good things in there that parents need to be checked out. They need to see if they have a viable home, if they can support a child, and background checks. I think all that's great stuff. But at the same time, the process should not be prohibitive, and the process is prohibitive.
Yeah.
It takes forever. There are so many things that have to be done and documented, and then translated into another language, and then so many times it's an emotional journey, because you see this child, you get matched, you get to meet this child, and then politics creep back in.
Yes. And Lori, as you and I have been talking about, the politics is what is so frustrating, because governments can make this even more challenging. And it's kids, we're talking about children.
Right, I think that's one of the reasons that I have loved this group and love what they're trying to accomplish, because there are layers and layers of a repetitive process, some of which could be taken out, because lots of times if anything holds up the adoption, that adoption file may go to the bottom of somebody's desk and take months and months and months before it resurfaces. In the meantime, all of the whatever kind of forms and things that have to be filled out expire. Then you have to go back and start all over again, and several people end up having to refile for the same adoption 2 or 3 or 4 times just to complete the initial adoption that they started years ahead. And all the while that child stays in the orphanage with subpar medical attention and nutrition and health and education, when they have a loving home that is waiting for them, but for whatever reason that repetitive process of the adoption is prolonging it for such an extended period of time that the child suffers.
That's the heartbreaking part of it. On February 27th, your organization is hosting the unveiling of a documentary called Stuck. You've been seeing some video from that documentary. This really does highlight the plight of parents who are trying to adopt internationally. What can people do to make a difference, make a change, and be involved in this?
Where we're in the next step spot is how do we mobilize people, get them to to talk to their senator, to the representative. This is the part where it goes beyond emotion, and it goes to the stage of being patient and doing. And so that's really what we're trying to push right now is our next steps as an organization. How do we serve these children? How do we not forget about them? How do we get beyond emotionally wanting to help them to keeping our head down and working for them on a daily basis.
Making something happen, and then putting the pressure on lawmakers to do that.
Right.
Lori, the event is February 27th at the Yucca.
That's correct.
People can come and watch the film.
Yes. Come and bring your friends, because it's such a great organization and a great cause. And if you don't happen to be involved in the adoption process, you may not know that these problems exist. And it is a great crash course on the issues that are facing us in the world of adoption, and what we might be able to do to fix them if more people knew about them. Right. And so if everybody will come and bring their friends, they can buy merchandise. All of the sales from the merchandise go to Both Ends Burning, which helps adoption families. And they can bring the show. They can work through a process through Both Ends Burning to have the show shown, the film shown at their home, their organization, their book club, their Sunday school club, to help get the word out. And they can contact their lawmakers to make sure that those lawmakers are supporting a bill called CHIF that should help this process. And so if everybody kind of works together in those little ways, we can make something happen.
I love the idea that you don't have to be willing to adopt. We're not saying that's for everyone, but you do have to care about these children. We'll have a lot more information on our Facebook page. Thank you so much, both of you, for being here today.
Thank you.